Hi everybody. I just wanted to come on because I haven't been on in quite a while, and I kind of wanted to do this little video because I just finished a book that I very much want to talk about, though it's not on my book site or anything. It's literally just one that I've recently read, so I guess it would be off of my recently read video. And I just want to kind of talk about it a little bit because it's not one of the books that I've talked about a lot, and I really want to talk about them because they're really, really good. So, I don't know if any of you have really read the House of Night series, but that is the first series that you should read. It's like a whole giant series. I don't have it with me right now, but I will show it in a different video. This is gonna be kind of a recent reads video for me. So I just currently have finished this series. I guess it's a series right now. I'm unsure if she's gonna write more, but I really hope so because it gets really good. So the first one that I want to show is Loved by PC and Cast. This is the first book of the Otherworld series, and it's like a spin-off of the House of Night series. It's really good. This is the first book in the series. I have now read this series about 2 times now since they've all come out. The second book that I've read from my recent reads is Lost, also by PC and Cast. Again, this is a really good novel. I got really excited about it. I had to come on and tell you all about it. Now, if you follow the House of Night series, though I'm sure a lot of people don't, because a lot of people think it's just kind of a not a very good series. I don't know why though. I absolutely adored the series. I read them when I was still in high school, so that is quite a few years ago. I've been out of high school since 2011, so it's about 10 years, I think. Yeah, about 10 years. And yeah, I've read the original story. This is just a kind of spin off series, but I read the original series through my high school years, and I haven't read them since, but I really enjoyed this series and even the ending to the series, if this is the ending, because if you are familiar with PC and Cast's writing, you will know that they like to say the ending for now and they'll have like a question mark. Biggest cliffhanger in the universe. This is with literally every single book I have read by this author. It is a mom daughter kind of writing style, so it's really well written. Yeah. Yeah. PC and Cast is the mom, and she's very talented. They're both very talented. So she started writing them, and I think she got her daughter, Kristen Cass, to. Oh, yeah, they teamed up to write the PC Cast. Or, sorry, the House of Night series. And then I believe that. Yeah, they also. It says right on here PC Cass and Kristen Cass. So they both wrote both of the series. If you haven't read House of Night series, read it. I 100% recommend this series. There's about 13 or so books in the whole series. There's also some novellas. You don't have to read them before. There's not really an order to it. You can read it whenever. I didn't read them until after. There's also a Fledgling Handbook. I've read that. It's very well written. You don't have to read it. If you want, you can get it from your library, whatever. I got it from a friend that passed away, so this sorry, this series is very emotional for me because it's from a friend that passed away and I very much miss her. And if she was still here today, I think she would have been really excited about the series and would have probably finished them with me if I asked her to. So, to read this series and all the novellas, I kind of broke down like I am now. I'm trying not to on screen, but it's very hard every time I think about her. I'm not going to say her name because it brings sad memories of me for me, but I hope and I believe in everything that she did not deserve to go the way she did, and I miss her a lot. And if she was here, I would give her a huge hug and I would tell her I've read finished this series and I very much enjoyed it and I think she would enjoy it too. Sorry. I'm getting emotional over here. Sorry, she's a really good friend and I just really miss her. Anyways, to happier things. I very much loved the series. The first two books are really good. They have, if you have read the House of Night series, the original one, it's kind of a spin-off from that series. It still has the same characters, but they bring other characters into it, which, kind of makes it better, and it's not the same story told over and over again, and it's very good. I have been following this author. I've read literally everything she's written so far. I will do maybe sometime a video of all the books by PC Cast because I haven't really read too much from Kirsten Cast, but I like both of them because they write together, so you don't really know who writes what, but I really do enjoy these books. That was the first and second one. Loved and Lost was the first two books of this series. So this is not the House of Night series. This is the Otherworld series. The first book in the House of Night series is marked by PC and Cast. And the third book of this series, the Otherworld series, is Forgotten. I love the cover so much. It's so beautiful. And even on the inside, because that's just the thing, they all come like this. They're very red. This is the hardcover version. So, look at that. That is just beautiful. That cover is gorgeous. So that's the first three books that I bought recently. And the fourth one came to me a little while ago. And recently I've had, the last 2 months, I've had a friend. She moved in with us. Me and my sister own a house. As you can see, this is my bedroom. And we own the house together. And the friend that me and my sister asked to move in if she wanted to. She didn't like where she was living. I haven't had much time to read because I've been hanging out with her and helping her. She is a senior and I'm very happy she lives here with us. I try to help her out as much as I can. I do a bit of cleaning for her room and all that stuff. So I'm very happy that she moved in, and it helps us immensely with bills, especially in this time of the COVID-19 and everything. Um, so I'm hoping that it continues to be good. Oh, really? Sorry. And then the last book, the one I just finished reading, like probably a half hour ago, because it's almost 4 o'clock now. It was so well written, like for the maybe last book, because it always says the end for now, question mark. So we'll see if they write another book. I'm really hoping they do, because they could technically, with the way the ending went, they could make another book or two out of it, because there's not a whole lot that's left, but there's some questions that I would like answered, and some relationships. I won't get into that, but some relationships in the book that I want to see kind of flourish, you could say. And that is Found by PC and Cast. I love this book so much. I don't even know why I love it so much. But if you follow the House of Night series, you'll understand why I say this. And it's about Neferet. I think that's how you pronounce her name, but I'm not 100% sure. But she's basically the bad guy throughout the whole series. You'll understand why I say that. I'm not going to give spoilers or anything, because just in case anybody has not read the House of Night series. But yeah, that woman was quite evil, and she made a lot of mistakes in her life, and she kind of let her past dictate what her future would be, if that makes any sense, just so I don't give spoilers away. And this book helps you, I don't want to say that because I don't want to give away spoilers. It kind of helps you not hate her anymore. That's all I will say with that, because really, I'm not giving anything away, but Neferet changes throughout the series, and then through the Otherworld series, she also changes. Though I'm not going to say for good or bad, but you kind of understand why she was the way she was in the House of Night series, and then you understand more throughout that series, and then the Otherworld series. So I hope that's not too spoilery for anybody, and not too vague, because I don't want to give anything away, but it was a really well written series, as always. They're the most talented, one of the most talented authors I know of. And that's just kind of my little recent reads video. It's watering again. But also, I wanted to come on here basically just to talk about this book, because I'm trying to not think about things in my family right now, and I'm trying to be strong. And this book helped. It kind of got my mind off things, and I'm hoping that it continues to help, and I'm going to continue to read my new books. I'm currently not working right now, but I need to find a job eventually. So I'm just kind of chilling at home, reading, cleaning as much as I can. With COVID-19, I can't really find a job right now. There's not really anybody that's hiring, because they can't really hire anybody new, and it's just, the stress is getting to me a little bit. But I have my books, which have always been my escape from reality, as we all know, especially if you love to read. Again, if you watch this video, I really appreciate you. I'm sorry for the earlier breakdown, but it's really hard to talk about her because I miss her so much. And I don't think it'll ever go away. Also, I might not be as glamorous as some of the other booktubers, but I appreciate their videos. I still watch their videos. And if Haley watches my videos, Haley in Bookland, hi. I'm a big fan of you. I love your books. If you have any critiques for me, I don't mind. I'm not gonna get upset as long as they're positive critiques. Jesse the Reader, I watch your channel too. I'm subscribed to it, so hi if you're watching. I really appreciate your videos. I'm not a video pro in any case because I'm just doing this on my little tablet. I'm not doing it on a camera or anything. I eventually want to get one, but I think they don't really have to be fancy, I don't think, because I'm just talking about books and I'm not really a computer person. I just talk about books because it makes me happy. But being as this is my recent reads, I'm also thinking I'm going to make this my recent purchases video as well. I have several books that I really want to show online that I've received. I really want to show people because I haven't made a video for a long time and it's been over a month since I made my last video, so I apologize to everybody if you do watch my videos. I've just been really busy and I haven't had a chance to do it yet. The couple books that I want to show you, some of them are not new books, but new to me books. So I don't know if they've been recently released or have been released 3 years ago and I'm just getting to them. I don't really know. There's several new ones that I kind of want to show that I haven't been able to show because I just received them. So I'm going to go grab them and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back because I keep some of my books in another room. So the first 3 books that I'm showing are a series that I've already read, or trilogy that I've already read the first 2 books of. Now the third book is the one that I want to show because I was super excited when I got it in the mail. I've been waiting for it forever. Also, it took forever in the mail, and I was impatiently waiting for the mail person, because it could be a male or female person, to deliver my book. So, oh my goodness. The first book that I'm going to show you guys is one of the books I've already read from this trilogy, and it is by an author that I absolutely adore. She's one that I will buy her book without even reading the synopsis. Ugh, I can't talk today. And the first book is The Darkest Star by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I could be wrong. Now, again, this is a spin-off series. I don't actually think I have the first one. Oh yes, I do have the first one. The first the original series, I should say, because it's a spin-off, like the House of Night series, like I told you. I have them. Okay. Okay. So these books are, it's deluxe beginnings, so it's the first two books in one. This is Lux Beginnings by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Struggles are real right there. And of course, this is a special collector's edition. I got this a couple months ago because I don't own the series, and I love this series. I read it all the time. It is so hilarious. She is such a talented writer. I love her books to death, almost as much as I love PCN Cast and Kristen Cast for House of Night and Otherworld series. Like, I love those books so much, and so many more by that author. If you can find any by the same author that does House of Night and Otherworld series, do it. Find all of her books, read them all. They're beautiful, well written, and hilarious. Your heart will be ripped out, and you will laugh, you will cry, and you'll be freaked out because she does cliffhangers like nobody's business. But let me get back on topic. So, this book is the original story, so it has all the main characters in it. So this is the first two books. The first two books are Obsidian and Oxy. If you want to get them separate, you can. I just got this version because it's easier and I don't have as much room as I want for all the books that I want to own. So this was easier for me to have than, like, I think it would be like 5 books in one. So instead I have 3 books instead of 5 books. So this is the first 2 books in the series. You can get this one. It's Lux Beginnings. Or you can get the 2 separate. Obsidian. I don't know if you can see that. Obsidian and Oxy. Those are the first 2 books in this series. It is a series. There's about 5 books in it. And it's hilarious. It is about aliens, but there's romance in it, like a forbidden romance thing. It also, I love the fact that it has a female main character that loves books as well. So that's a plus. I love that when actually, I adored that when I read it the first time. I've read this series about 5 times, if not more. So, it's a very well-loved series for me. My eye is watering. And yeah, so that's the first 2 books of that series. This is the first series that goes before The Darkest Star. I thought I would start off with that because that's easier. And then you're not confused when you go into reading The Darkest Star and all those books. So that was the first 2 books. So this is the next 2 books in this series, which is Opal and Origin. So that's the next 2 books in the series. Or you can get Lux Consequences. That's the next 2. Now, this is the special collector's edition. I wasn't really paying too much attention to it. I just bought whatever edition that was the cheapest because I was on a little bit of a budget right at that point. So that's the next 2 books. Or you can buy it separate, like I said. Opal and Origin. So the first 4 books are then Obsidian and Oxy, and Opal and Origin. That's the first four books in the series. So that's the first four books. And it doesn't matter what ones you have. I'm not really fussy if it's all hardcover or all paperback. It's just that's how they had. This is paperback. This is hardcover, as you can tell probably, because the dust jacket. So that's the first two, or four, I should say. And then the last one is just one book in it. And oh no, I lied, I guess. Maybe? Oh no, I lied. It's just one book. Okay, so I get it now. So in this version, I have Opposition, which is the last book in this series. And then I have a Novelia, which is Shadows. That's an extra in this book. I did not know that because I didn't even look at it until now. So I'm pretty excited about that. This is a really good series. This is the one. Slux Opposition. This is a really, really good series. And I absolutely adore it. This is probably one of my favorite series by this author. Jennifer L. Armentrout. My favorite author. By far. Favorite author. I don't own everything by her, but I own a good majority of it. I'm on video. Okay, okay. So yeah, that's the couple books that I have for this series. And then the next series that I have, trilogy right now, is The Darkest Star. That is Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is book one in... It's the Origin series, I think? Trilogy? Yeah, I think it's a trilogy. So this is not about the main characters. This is about some of the, like, kind of side characters that she writes, and it's not a very big book, like, really, it's tiny, but can I just talk about this cover? Like, this is just gorgeous. I love this cover. It's just green, like, green, but still, it's my favorite color. It's so pretty. So this is the first one in it, so it's really good. I read it couple months ago or a year ago. I'm not really sure when it came out, some point. But that's the first one. And I recently read this one, The Burning Shadow. I have it on ebook 2. This is book 2 in the series. So this one, I'm not sure when it came out. But again, it's, there's romance in it, and it's the side characters, but it makes it very interesting. I adore the series as well. So well written. I love her books so much. That's the second one. Now, this last one is the one I'm most excited about because I have not yet read it. But I did not know that I was ordering the signed edition. This is signed by her, by the author. It's signed. Like, literally. Like, you don't even know. Signed. That is her signature. That is Jennifer L. Armentrout's signature. I have a signed copy of her book. The book that I've been waiting to read forever. I've had it on pre-order, like, longer than I can remember. And I love it so much. And I cannot wait to read it. I am going to have to read the first two books in the series again, because I do not remember what happened. It's been a long time since I read it, but the signed edition. I have the signed edition of my favorite author. Now all I have to do is actually meet her. If I met her, oh, I would be so happy. Like, she's one of the authors that I would absolutely adore to meet. And I know sometimes people follow the authors and they're not very nice on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, but I don't really follow the authors on any of that social media. I kind of just follow their books. I don't really care what they do outside of writing. I love their books. So if Jennifer L. Armentrout has done anything wrong, I don't know about it. I don't care unless it's really bad. But I'm not going to stop reading her books just because something happened on social media. Because it's social media. It doesn't really matter on social media. Like, I don't even know really what other authors have said. It's stupid and we shouldn't care, but we do. But yeah, I cannot not. I can't. I can't even. Signed! Like, I have never had a signed edition of my favorite author. Yes, I have a couple signed editions of books, but it's not my favorite author. It's just a author that I am friends with on Facebook. And she's an actual real person that has lived in my town. So I'm really excited about that. And her books are really well written. But I have known about Jennifer L. Armentrout longer than I have this lesser known author, but she's still amazing at writing. But signed. Signed. I can't. I'm just geeking out over here. Just signed edition. Signed. I'm so happy about this. Like, I figured you'd have to pay 3 times as much for a signed edition. And I found it on Amazon. It was just random. But I am so excited. It's signed. I'm sorry, that's the last time I will show that. But signed. So happy about that. But yeah, so that's the kind of books I've read so far. I have a couple others, but this video is already 32 minutes long. So I'm just gonna kind of wrap things up. I will probably do a recent reads video, like a full recent reads video. This is kind of just a read these books because they're awesome. So I guess it was a book recommendation video or something. I don't really know. But yeah, those are the books that I recommend. I recommend that you probably read them in order because otherwise you will not understand it at all. Like, you will not understand them. Read if you want to. I'm not going to make anybody because I can't make anybody. But first read House of Night series. First book is marked. It's very well written. If you do not like the first one, keep reading. They get better. As the authors grow, the books get better. I even admit that the first book is a little bit slow to get into, but they get good. A lot of reviews say that the main character Zoe is kind of kiddish and kind of snobby. That's true, but you have to remember that she's growing as a person and all these things are happening to her that she has to figure out and mature because of them. So don't give Zoe, the main character of House of Night, any hell. She's just a teenager that's kind of working on things. So, yeah, I will. That is the first series I would like you guys to read. You can research any of the novellas or anything that you want to read. All of them are good. I recommend all the novellas, all of the House of Night books, and also all of the Otherworld books. The ones I showed you, the Loved and everything, these ones. Definitely recommend those. Those are very well written. And I also recommend this series, but you can get them separate. You don't have to get them in this bind up, but I definitely recommend this bind up because then you only have to read technically one book. But if you want to read more than one, be my guest. I don't care. Those books and then this series. Definitely recommend this series because it's well written, so good. Anything by Jennifer L. Armentrout is amazing because she's such a good author. Like, I know I say that a lot about the authors that I read, but I've been reading her since I don't really remember. I know House of Night I've been reading since at least middle school, high school age, like 12, 13, around that age. I'm reading them, and I'm 27 now, and I'm still reading them, so any age can read them. It doesn't matter. They're really well written. I know I keep repeating that, but it's true. They really are well written. I could probably recommend lots of books, but I will only recommend one more author, and that's actually a horror writer, and that is Stephen King. I have read If It Bleeds by Stephen King, and also I've read It by Stephen King. I recommend If It Bleeds more than It because it has some language. There is the N word mentioned quite a bit. There is a lot of racism and a lot of bullying, actually. So it's also a very big book. It's like over 1,600 pages, or I think it's 1,100 pages long. So I recommend that you kind of